Jesus, on the other hand, he's not so impressed. He's not impressed at all. Not until he saw the widow come up to the treasury with her offerings, and she snuck by all the others to drop her little coins in and quietly leave. Now Jesus is impressed. Now he's impressed. And he should be. He gets the gang together and explain to him why he's so impressed. Because all the other people out there who are showing off with their large sums of money are giving not because they really want to, but to emphasize the fact that they are rich. And they feel blessed by God because they are rich. And in all reality, they give very little out of what they have. But the widow, she gave out of her love for God, not for gain or recognition, but she gave all she had. She gave all she had to live on, not out of her abundance, but out of her want, her need, her poverty. She put everything in that she had owned. Everything for that day, she put in the treasury. I'm going to tell you people something, and you may not believe this, but you cannot outgive God.
Amen.
You cannot outgive God any day of the week. You can try. But you may not believe this either. But the more we give to God out of our needs, the more he supplies our needs. You're not going to believe it, but it is true. It's true. Because I found this out in my own personal life. And Darlene can testify to this as well. We've been blessed many, many, many times over. Because we surrendered everything to God. Our whole life has been dedicated to God, to the church. We lost our house, the one in Pontiac, to a fire. Due to certain technicalities and things, we could not rebuild because the lot was not big enough to rebuild according to code. What do we do now? Well, God in return for his love for us provided us with a better home in a different city. Then we moved here. And he provided us a better place, which is here with you. Just here with you. People, it just gets better and better.
Amen.
All because we surrendered it to God. We hold nothing back. Nothing back to God. Sometimes we have nothing, and yet we have everything. And all the glory is given to God. And Darlene and I thank God for giving us you. Together. Stewardship is so much more than talking about money, people. And you hear this all the time when you hear about stewardship. You hear, oh, money, 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 money. No! It's not about money. And it's more than giving just 50%. It's giving all to God. Which is your time, your talents, your gifts, and your service. The widow gave of all she had, and Jesus blessed this woman and praised her. He did not praise the rich. God will always bless and meet the needs of the individual and the church that give out of their love and commitment and out of their need. We have needs, people. We have needs like anybody else. But we give them to God. We give God the needs. God will provide. Did he not provide? Did he not provide for this church? Many times over. Many times over. And he will continue to provide. You might say to yourself, where are we going to get the rest of the money for the bell tower? Where are we going to get this money? God will provide if you stay faithful to God. He's not going to let us fall. He will not let us fall. I know you people have seen the blessings of God firsthand. I've seen it. You've seen it. We've seen it through our darkest hours sometimes. And for those of you who see the checkbook, talking about the wives at home and the money changers here, you see the checkbooks, you know how dark sometimes that hour can be. When you look at that balance and you think, ooh, it's pretty dark in that checkbook. And yet, the blessings of God continue to pour forth all the time. Stewardship means giving 100%. Stewardship is not a word to be feared. It's a word that if we would translate the word stewardship correctly, the stewardship would mean love. That's how stewardship should be translated. Love of God first, always foremost. Love of your neighbor, and don't forget to love yourself. And also the love of your church. And I know you love your church, and I know you love the people within. Sometimes we might want to strangle some of the people within, but we love them none the same. I will never ask you to up your offerings. That's not what this sermon is about. I would never ask you to up your offerings. But I will ask you to up your service to God and to His church. Many of you have come forward and have stepped up when called. I'm calling once again for you to step up, to be like the widow who gave all of herself and left no regrets. We need people to fill up different positions in our church council meetings and our different areas of places. We need people to step up. Not necessarily to share the place, but just to be in the committees that we have. Because I have a place for you. I have a place for you. She gave all she had. What will you give?